Coming up next on this edition of In the City, if you weren't convinced on the whole texting while driving thing is bad, just wait till you see this mock drill held by Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue. If you love canoeing, kayaking, or just lazily floating down the river, you'll love one of Murfreesboro's newest upcoming projects. Those otters of Overall Creek are working hard to have Murfreesboro's newest school ready for the fall. And stick with us to check out our brand new segment, keeping you up to date on everything going on at Murfreesboro Extended School Program. In the City starts right now. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. If we were any more local, I'd be standing in your living room right now. I'm Vinny Black. Our first story involves a life flight helicopter, the jaws of life, and lots of fake blood.
Here's the scenario. A teenager is texting and driving and hits another car. There are multiple teenagers hurt, one trapped in the car, and one that has perished. The scene is chaotic.
He's not breathing!
The emergency agencies that are involved in the drill are Murfreesboro Police Department, Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department, Rutherford County Emergency Medical Services, Rutherford County Sheriff's Department, and Vanderbilt Life Flight. This was a mock emergency situation that was carried out at Siegel High School for juniors and seniors, with the drama department providing the actors. This was put on to teach students about the dangers of texting and driving.
We teamed up with Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, along with Allstate and Ford Motor Company. They put together a program called Be in the Zone, Turn Off Your Phone. And it's 6 schools selected through the state of Tennessee that has the highest casualties or injuries as far as texting and driving or teenage accidents. So unfortunately, Rutherford County is one. So they come talk to us, and we accepted the challenge, and that's what it is, you know, as far as the 6 schools kind of challenging each other who can put on the best campaign and who can reach the most students. The mock crash is one that they, you know, kind of require, which it involves the most students, so I think it makes the most impact, and students can visually see it, and you know they can feel it too.
Captain Shift Inspector Clay Walls of the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department explains the scenario of the mock drill.
Okay, what we had today was a mock motor vehicle accident. It was staged here at Siegel High School. It was to involve a driver who was texting while driving unattended. A car pulled out in front of him and he had a T-bone into this passenger vehicle here. What we did when we responded in, we came in with EMS, MPD was on the scene. We did what we would normally do. We did our survey of the scene, determined the scene was safe for entry. We entered. We had 6 victims total, 1 DOA, 1 critical, 1 victim still trapped in the back seat of the black vehicle here. What we did is used our extrication tools, where we removed the roof. We cut all 6 posts of the roof, picked it up, actually moved it to the side, placed the patient with the assistance of Rutherford County EMS onto a backboard, removed them from the vehicle, loaded them onto the stretcher, and then onto life flight. Anytime we get to respond in a scenario like this, you know, we try to treat it as realistic as possible because it's good training for us also. We have worked with Rutherford EMS enough that they know our function and we know their function, and we really work together well.
Wow, that was intense. But it really makes you appreciate those who serve day in and day out. On that note, we'd like to congratulate some Murfreesboro Police Department recruits who are one step closer to earning their badges. In March, the police department had 8 recruits finish their orientation and 6 graduate from the police academy. Good luck to those brave men and women who will soon be serving the city of Murfreesboro. The removal of a 100-plus-year-old dam will have you rolling down the river before you know it.
Brown's Mill, off of Browns Mill Road, was first built on this site in 1870. The city purchased the site in 1981. By 1991, the mill collapsed and was removed. The city is now part of the process to remove the dam. It will take place the summer of 2014.
Well, about 18 months ago, I wrote a grant to the Tennessee Healthy Watershed Initiative to get some money for removing this dam. And we decided to remove this dam because it was on city property. It's the East Fork of the Stones River is a high priority stream for us because of the species that live here. And we thought that it would improve canoeing, paddling safety, so that recreational safety was a part of it.
Well, we were approached by TWRA to conduct a cooperative project for the Browns Mill dam removal. It had some attractiveness to city staff, would help reduce some hazards for the city and for boaters and recreation. It also helped us reduce some stream bank stabilization issues. The good news, I think, is that this project's being done at no direct cost to the city. We saw it as a win-win-win, a win for TWRA and their goal to improve water quality and to improve the fishery. We saw it as a win for the city of Murfreesboro because of its benefits. And we also saw it as a win for the residents and water recreation enthusiasts as it'll improve the conditions through there.
What the project involves is removing the remnants of the former Browns Mill Dam and actually plan to do the construction during the summer of 2014 during low flow periods. Today the river is flowing at 330 cubic feet per second, and we hope to do the removal when it is 15 to 20 cubic feet per second. The dam was originally approximately 4 feet high. It was constructed initially in 1870 as a log crib structure, and that would mean it was constructed of wood. And as it would blow out during periods of high flow, the Browns, who ran the mill here, would rebuild it. The purpose of the dam was to have a mill pond to provide hydraulic force to power their mill, which was standing above these columns behind us. And in 1942, I believe it was, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers came in and clad that structure with concrete.
Well, in 1981, we purchased the property. It was an 8-acre parcel. We had some concerns about the ability to control water, and the East Fork of the Stones River is an important source of raw water for our drinking water treatment plant. This structure had the ability during drought conditions and low river flow conditions of eliminating the flow through down to the Walter Hill Dam, and so the city had a concern about the ability to provide the volumes of water that are needed for a growing city. Since that time, we've extended a raw water line to Percy Priest Reservoir. That's given us a lot more stability in our raw water supply.
The dam was nominally intact until about 1991, and then it started to degrade about the time the mill collapsed, and then the debris had to be removed from the river. And then since that time, it has progressively worn away through the power of water power hydraulic action of the river.
We have done fish surveys, and we found 35 species of fish here, and we've done mussel surveys, but we only found 2 species of mussel here, and we're thinking that if we can remove this dam, mussels have to have fish in order to be able to reproduce, and if mussels and fish can't get together, then that's going to decrease your mussel diversity. So if we can make this a free-flowing stream, again, to where those mussels and those fish can get back together, then hopefully we can specifically increase the mussel diversity here. With the dam there, it's unsafe. And so when people paddle down the stream, they get to the dam, and in situations like this, they can't even see the rebar and the concrete stabilizers, so they could hit them not seeing them. Otherwise, in the summertime, they've got to navigate around, move around, take the boat out and that sort of thing. If we can remove this dam, we'll have 25 miles of free-flowing stream on the East Fork of the Stones. And so that would be a great, recreational opportunity for folks.
We're going to do this in a sequential fashion whereby this approximately 75-foot wide section of dam remnant will be removed 25 feet at a time. And above each 25-foot segment is going to be an inflatable water bladder that's going to keep water off our work area. We'll have a track hoe out here on a gravel pad. It's hard to conceptualize that now, there's so much water, but it'll be much lower level. And we'll have using this gravel to build a pad, and with a hoe ram, they will break out the concrete and remove it. So our role here is twofold, is to improve the safety of the river and the navigability and the environmental quality.
So what we have seen across the nation is a push to remove some of the dams, especially dams that are not providing useful purpose, to restore the natural flow of the river. That improves the interconnection between the upstream part and the downstream part for fish migration, for recreation, for water sports and fishing, and those are all good things for our community.
We'll be sure to keep you up to date on this project as it flows along. Another project you may be interested in knowing more about is the bridge over Broad Street. Check out the city's traffic cameras at murfreesborotn.gov to get a look at the process or see how the traffic's moving before you head out the door. Murfreesboro's newest elementary school is one step closer to completion. We thought you'd like to see the progress. Hope you brought your work boots.
I'm Don Barch, and I'm the principal of Overall Creek Elementary School, which is going to be opening in July of 2014. And as you can see, they're working real hard in the mud, and we've had a rough winter. And then right here where these big pipes are, that's going to be the main or the primary entrance to Overall Creek Elementary School. And they're about midway, a little past midway construction. Hopefully, the weather's been tough, the winter's been tough, but as you can tell, most construction sites may not be working on a day after as much rain as we've had, but these guys are pushing through and working real hard. Well, let's go on inside and see what it looks like. All right, we're standing here at the front entrance to Overall Creek. Doesn't look like much right now, but they're starting to put the brick and the masonry up. Going to be a canopy here with some spindles on top of it, dormers, real nice. And then right here is where all the children will come in the morning. Car riders will be dropped off right here. Mom and Dad will be able to head out to Otter Trail. That's the name of that street. And then the buses are going to be over here to my right. They'll drop off on this side of the parking lot, and those parking lots are not connected. So it is clearly a car rider, clearly a bus rider arrival and dismissal point. All right, now I'm standing in the entryway of Overall Creek. Right here there will be doors and glass that will look into this kind of a vestibule area, and parents, children will walk in. If you come in through here, you will go through right directly to the front office, the reception area, and we will get you to where you need to go. And in here, in the reception area, and then back behind the reception area is where all the administrative offices will be. The clinic will have the access right here off of the administrative or the reception area. We get a bunch of counters in here, and this is where you're going to first be greeted when you come to Overall Creek as a visitor, if it's not during arrival or dismissal times. All right, now I'm standing in the cafeteria. It's going to be a little bit larger than some of the other schools, a little bit different shape, but the serving areas are going to be typical to that of the other Murfreesboro City schools. Right now it looks really, really huge because the ceiling's not in it. It'd be really neat if that was glass, but we're going to have a drop ceiling, so that means the ceiling will be about 10 feet tall. All right, now we're coming out of the cafeteria into to the front entrance, and a unique feature is going to be the balcony right up here. There'll be obviously be rails and spindles right there looking down into this area. That wing, what the camera's looking at right now, is the 5th and 6th grade wing over top of the administrative offices and the library. All right, now I'm standing in the media center, or the library, which some people refer to it as. This will be all glass door front right here. See, it's curved, and it's slightly larger than some of the other libraries within our system, but there's going to be a lot of children here one day, 1,000 children. So we've got to have a good-sized library and a little bit different circulation desk, but it is definitely going to be a fantastic media center. All right, now we're standing in the gym, and something unique for Overall Creek is right where I'm standing when the bleachers will be out, but when they're up, we're going to have a curtain, and we'll actually have an extra learning space or an extra activity space that could be utilized by teachers on rainy days. Could be stations set up by the PE teachers that stay up for several days instead of having to tear it down and take it down all the time. And the stage is a little bit extra deep. The materials in here right now are for the roof, 5 or 6 layers to the roof of this school. And that's why it takes so long to get the roof on, but that's all that material there in the middle. All right, now we're standing in the art room. It's a huge art room, and back there in the corner is going to be a room for a kiln, so we can do some work with some clay. There's going to be multiple tables in here. It's going to be a fantastic workstation for children when they come to the art classroom. Further on down, right now we can see through the walls, and those are typical classrooms. And in between each pair of classrooms, there is a common area that's going to have cubbies or storage places for each child, and there's going to be 2 restrooms within that same area. So we won't have to use the hallway restrooms because every classroom has access to their own restroom. All right, now we are standing at the back side of the school, which is right up almost as close as we can get to the creek, actually Overall Creek, and that's where we got our name for the school. We're hopeful to set up some learning centers out there, a nature trail with stations along the way. Another unique characteristic of Overall Creek is the footprint, which is the land or the space it takes up on the lot. It is a huge school, the biggest square footage-wise in Murfreesboro City, but it takes up a much smaller footprint than, say, Scales Elementary, John Pittard, or Cason Lane. I'm standing in virtually the middle, and the front and the back of the school are just, dozens of feet away. Well, that concludes our tour of Overall Creek in March. We're 4 months away from being in this building, which is kind of hard to believe. But hopefully we can come back in a couple of months, take a look around, see the progress, and probably see some classrooms coming to shape. Thanks a lot. I hope you had a great time.
Murfreesboro City Schools Extended School Program, more commonly known as ESP, always seems to be up to something really cool. That's the reason for our newest segment, highlighting a different school's ESP program each month. And to do that, let me introduce my friend, Casey Kreisky. She's our inside source for everything ESP. Casey, can you hold this down for a while? There's some cat videos on YouTube that have been calling my name all day. I'll be right back.
Well, that was interesting. Anyways, our first ESP School of the Month is Scales Elementary. We dropped in on 2 enrichment classes they're offering right now. Little hands, whether typing on a tablet or painting a clay sculpture, Scales ESP is full of them. When we visited Scales ESP's Art Enrichment, they were putting the finishing touches on their clay spaghetti sculptures. Over the past few weeks, the students have created their own little masterpieces, some of which looked quite delicious.
To kind of expand upon the information or knowledge that they learned in school during the class time, it's just a wonderful opportunity to just kind of expand upon what they're already learning in the classroom.
And while the art students were honing their craft, the students in Miss Gertis' keyboarding class were preparing for the future.
There are, in the older grades, there are at this time keyboarding classes, but we really feel like here at Scales we need to start sooner because they're going to be taking those tests before you know it on a computer, and they need to have the skills.
And that's just a taste of what Scales ESP has to offer. And for the next 2 months, they'll be offering Little Einstein Science, Mystery Solvers, Candy Crafts, Math Support, Yoga, and Architects in the Making. That's just to name a few. You may not realize it, but parents love ESP almost as much as students. We found out why Scales parents appreciate ESP.
It allows us just to have the freedom to know that they're cared for, looked after, and that they're in a program that constantly engages them every single day.
Any parent will tell you there's no better feeling than knowing your children are safe and cared for.
But then they're also very accepting. And it's an emotional thing for me because I have a daughter with special needs. And there was not a question of whether or not this team or our team here at this school would take my daughter in.
But Scales ESP doesn't stop there. They've had so much more to offer students and parents.
Our child that's here at Scales loves all the different classes. She goes to a lot of different things that she wouldn't be exposed to normally throughout any other class schedule or even at home.
That they're exposed to different things, such as piano or guitar or taekwondo, where we might not invest our total time in those areas, but my children are at least having the opportunity to be exposed to those things.
We even found a parent whose career path was influenced by Scales ESP.
It gave me my first real job as a college student, and I think that's something good about it now. It offers a lot of job opportunities to kids that are in education, people that are coming out of education, so it helped me kind of grow.
And parents can get excited that the future teachers of their children are earning quality experience and already getting to know their potential students.
But then also meeting, you know, up-and-coming teachers that are going to be working in the school system eventually. They come through these programs, I know, and it's just exciting that they're getting real-life experience.
Well, there are so many neat things going on at Scales. I think that's why you call it a win-win-win situation. And while we were there, it was really obvious just how much the students, parents, and teachers all benefit from Scales ESP program. Also, they will have a variety of new classes coming in the next 2 months. Some academic, some just plain old fun classes. And don't forget all of the fun coming this summer. The camps, the field trips, the fun theme weeks. It's not too late to get involved. Look out for the ESP School of the Month in the next edition of In the City. And who knows when we will be stopping by your classroom. For more information on Scales or ESP in general, you can call 615-893-2313.
Those cats are so crazy. There was this one, he was chasing his, oh, sorry. Thanks, Casey. Great work. Longtime administrative assistant Linda Ridley retired recently and left not a dry eye in the room. School Board Chair Mary Wade says she treated the school board as a priority and not an option. Both Gary Anderson from Central Office and Northfield Elementary's Dr. Jean Lloyd added that she was the glue that held so many things together. And Linda Gilbert, director of Murfreesboro City Schools, summed it all up by saying everything she did was of the highest caliber. Her character and integrity could never be questioned. With all that extra time on her hands, I definitely think Miss Ridley should check out some of these citywide Easter events. On April 12th, the city will be hosting its underwater egg hunt at Patterson Community Center Pool. Children ages 2 through 9 are welcome to attend. Cost is $3 and the hunt begins at 10:15 that morning. On April 19th, the citywide Easter egg hunt will be held at Siegel Park. The first of several egg hunts will begin at 1 o'clock. The price to attend is a whopping $0, and kiddies will have the chance to meet the Easter Bunny. For more information on these events, dial up Parks and Rec at 615-890-5333. Another special treat this April is the city election. Early voting will continue through April 10th, and Election Day is April 15th. That night, we'll have the election results for the referendum, as well as the mayoral, city council, and school board races. CityTV will have election returns ready to report to you as soon as they come in. There's nothing like an afternoon spent at the Greenway feeding the ducks, but just make sure you're feeding them the right kind of food. Ah, can you feel it? It's that wonderful time of year once again. Don't tell me you haven't heard of Duck Day. It's only the best quacking time this side of the Mississippi.
We've invited the public out here to Gateway Island to learn a little bit more about our wild ducks and geese that visit us at the Gateway Island.
Murfreesboro's favorite featherheads were taking in the sunshine, along with residents who had plenty to learn.
So it's just better all around to not feed them at all, anything from home. And now we have the duck feeders here, so that'll be good. That's something nutritious for them that they digest properly.
The event was inspired by the installation of a brand new duck feeder at the Gateway Island.
It's just a combination of all their nutrition, all of the things that they would eat naturally, into a pellet form.
And for a few pellets of the good stuff, our feathered friends would really show out. But if feeding the birds kind of ruffled your feathers, there were plenty of other things to do.
The Great Migration game. You can look at a duck feather under a microscope. You can pick a rubber ducky out of the water for a prize.
So I guess the folks who waddled away with some new duck knowledge, you could call them some real wise quackers. Oh, sorry, I meant quack, 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 quack. That's duck for that is a really, really bad joke. The Murfreesboro Electric Department will be launching their new customer information system April 8th. Check out all the new features they have to offer.
It is a very exciting time here at Murfreesboro Electric right now. We've got a lot of things going on, a lot of changes for our customers. First of all, in the next few weeks, we're hoping to have our new website up and running, which will be a great resource to our customers. We're going to have a lot of good information on there from saving on your electric bill to, if you need to know what to do to apply for service, all those types of things are going to be on that page. And then along with that, which is the real exciting news, is we're getting a new customer information system. And with this new system, it's going to allow our customers to do so much more and have so much more control over their bill. We'll have a special customer portal that can be accessed through our website. They can track their usage. They can overlay a chart of the weather along with their usage to see how the weather does affect whether your bill's going up or down. It is very seasonal, and a lot of people will be like, I haven't touched my thermostat, why did my bill go up? And they're not thinking that it's 20 degrees outside. But this is really going to put the data together where you can really see what the impact the weather does have on there. There's going to be options for if you want an e-statement. We get that all the time, people that pay through Easy Pay. They don't want a bill. They're like, why can't you just email me a bill? Now we're going to have the capability to do that. So we can email bills. We can text message you bills if that's what you want to do. So there's all this great stuff that's going to be online in April. So we're going through the change out now in March. There is some very important dates, though, that our customers need to remember. Starting March the 31st through April the 7th, if you're a customer that would normally pay your bills online, you will not have access to that feature. That feature will go down for that week as we're doing the changeover. Once we get to April the 8th, the customers will have to re-sign up for their online account. Now, if you're on Easy Pay, if you're on levelized billing, if you're on any of our other programs, all of that is going to just transfer. It's going to be very seamless. You don't have to do anything. You won't really notice anything that has happened. Now, if you're not a customer that normally pays online, but you want all these great features of being able to chart your bill with the weather and stuff, then you need to sign up for an account as well. So you don't have to sign up for an account just to pay online. If you're wondering what's been going on with your electric bill, you'll have the ability to go in there and look at your daily usage. So if you had a lot of company in one day, you'll be able to see that. If you had problems maybe with a water heater or whatever, you'll be able to see when that started by looking at your daily usage. So it's a great tool. So I encourage all of the customers to go in April the 8th and sign up for the new account and have that access to that portal. So we're all really excited about the changes. Of course, there's a learning curve, so please be patient with us, especially in the month of April, because it's one of those things that we can't ease into. It's one day we're going to have our old system. The next day we're going to have our new system. And all the amount of training that we're going through, we're not really going to know what's going to happen until we are plugged into the new system and a customer is sitting in front of us. So at least for the next few months, just have a lot of patience with us, not only if you come in to see us, but if you call in as well.
At CityTV, we never miss a chance to pat ourselves on the back. And in this case, it's no different. CityTV recently received 2 honors in the 35th Annual Telly Awards. Let me tell you, I put a lot of hard work and long hours into earning this reward. I really, really deserved it. But I just want to thank all the little people who made this happen. Marcus, Steve, John, Alan, and, oh yeah, Michael, hey. Well, without my guidance and leadership, this never would have happened. All right, that's it for this edition of In the City. For more information about the City of Murfreesboro, head over to the city's website at murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to watch a specific story you've seen today or catch some of the latest city news, visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. And until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.
Come here, let me talk to you.
Where are we going?